Magalakari. I didn't get the notification yet. I don't think we're live.
I think we are now. I see it.
Okay, now we are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here you are.
Oh,
I'm sure I
yes.
can do this.
Too late now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Copy. Wait. Copy. Paste. Tweet. Oh, shit.
So,
So,
sure what everyone was tweeting about Chad.
wait, what? Hold on. What did you say?
Sure what everyone was tweeting about Chad.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I mean, yeah. You like the tragedy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear that story on JD's podcast about like the guy that like witnessed it?
No, I didn't hear that.
That was fucked.
Oh, shit.
This guy is saying how he like witnessed it and like heard like him screaming and stuff. I was like, bro.
No, that shit. Fuck, man. Alright, I'm gonna get on my end. Get the chat up and everything. So far, it's just me.
Per usual. Now I just must add this thing. Okay. Talk less, play more. Are they trying to ruin him? Oh my god. Did you know that Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley is gonna get crazy ratings? Did you know that?
Who said that, Vince?
Oh no.
Because if he did, my god. That is some stupidity at its finest.
Yeah. Come on, bro. I added tags to my channel. Maybe. Okay. Oh, it's probably for fucking videos only. Because
No,
I like.
probably.
Earlier I was messing around in here. I fucking pre-added all my tags that I usually put in it. And they're not fucking in here. That's fucking gay.
That is very homosexual, indeed.
I was gonna say, we definitely did this in record time, if that's the case. But we didn't.
Nope, 34 minutes. We ain't doing that. Bruh. Does face paint not come up in entrances? Oh
What?
my god. I'm editing the entrance for my Fiend character,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see his face paint in the entrances.
Make the the face paint like black lighted or like glow in the dark.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So I could do
Yes,
my
I will
own.
do it. Oh God, I'd rather not.
Damn.
I got it.
Alright.
Alright,
Big gulp.
big bulk, big bulk.
Shut up.
Fuck you, you fucking sick bitch.
Okay.
Yo, Jackson.
What happened?
Someone made a create a character Ezekiel Jackson.
My
He
favorite
made it.
wrestler ever.
I know. Ezekiel Jackson. So great. So underutilized.
You think so?
Yeah, so. Alright.
Oh. Okay. It
Alright.
seems to be we are all good on my side.
Oh, same. So that means we're all
First
good.
off, do you have any honorable mentions?
Ooh, I actually don't. Do you?
Okay. I do, just because
Okay.
the way I do
Cool,
these,
cool.
I'm pretty sure you do them the same way, but I write down a list
Yeah,
and
and then
and then I format it and
yeah,
put them in order.
same.
So I do got a bit of. You got
I'm good.
not a bit. I just have one honorable mention. I accidentally wrote down 11 instead of 10. So yeah, well, but that's for the last one. But
Alright, cool.
on a different note, what is up, guys? We're back with episode 7 of the Notorious Sales Podcast. We are back on the channel here with our top 10s for this time around. Yeah. We are here with myself, Johnny Mayhem, the Johnny Mayhem, and Sir K. What is going on, bro?
Oh, what's up, good man? Not much. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Just chilling, man. How about you?
Same, same. Not much more to say than that. Just
So,
chilling,
just chilling.
just here and whatnot. So, yeah, guys, so we decided to lower it to 2 top 10s on this episode. Let me get a match started. We decided to lower it to 2 top 10s because me and Sir K talk a lot and we don't want to be on here forever boring you guys. So instead, we lowered it to 2 because just of the fact that we talk a lot. And yes,
Yeah.
basically the top 10s that we will be doing today are top 10 wrestlers that we were surprised did not get fired on April 15th and then on. So anybody that's been released since is in that pool too. And so the last time we brought to you our worst runs, the runs that we hated the most. For some reason, if you don't know what a run is, just a period in time where someone's doing something, but most of you know what a run
No.
is. So some of the runs we brought to you last time that we hated were Jinder Mahal's heel WWE Championship run,
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, I think it was like 2018 was the year she was burying everybody.
Yeah, shit like that.
What were some other ones? The face AJ Styles run as WWE champion sucked.
Good.
Um, Yeah, and those were just, to name a few, just some of the runs that we thought sucked. Heel Dean Ambrose was another one. Um, Making the Berry Chamber. Let's see. Just
Oh God.
after this gets started, we will hop right into it. There's one more barrier. Kick out machine.
Gotta do it. Gotta add Cesaro.
Cesaro.
Burying machine. Who buries half the roster. What the fuck?
Shit. Looks like a berry machine in this game. Uh, oh, Bill.
Oh, let's say Oldberg. Oldberg.
Okay.
Alright,
And we are good. Okay.
alright, cool, cool.
Do you want to kick us off with your number 10 on the list of yours? For the.
Sure.
Oh, before you start,
Alright,
we are
top one.
doing surprise. So, top 10 people we are surprised did not end up getting the boot on
Mm-hmm.
fucking April 15th. But before we get into that, what do you think about Drew Gulak getting fired?
Damn. I haven't really wrestle reports to say like if he wanted to or not, but like I was just like so shocked. I did not think that would happen. I was like, yo, what the fuck? So I say it sucks for them that they lost someone like Gulak, but it's like +1 for the Indies and possibly even AEW. So definitely a +1 for them. What do you think?
What a shock! I mean, like they're in the middle of like this, like Daniel Bryan's coach, kind of not. It's not really like a storyline, but kind of like this little like makeshift tag team that's been going on with Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan. That would be my best way to put it. It's just kind of like a random makeshift tag team that they created, and they were in the middle of that. A lot of people thought that it was going to lead to Gulak turning and then possibly using him, which, I mean, they can use you for a month. It'll be a flavor of the month thing with Gulak. He's not one of those guys that I ever seen them wanting to just kind of take the ball and run with him. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
my phone needs to be silenced. And yeah, he never struck me as one of those guys that obviously that WWE gives a massive shit about, because they don't. Um,
yeah.
and yeah, I think you put it the best way you could, saying that he is a +1 for the Indies. I think that they can definitely use him. Obviously, him being one of the best technical wrestlers. Um, oh, I fucking made myself Brock. God damn it! I just
Yeah.
noticed. Yeah, and I think I think Gulak. I think he'll do great on the Indies. Personally, just because the guy, just pound for pound, is just genuinely talented, and WWE used him
Yeah.
in ways where uh he was kind of entertaining on 205 Live, with his whole gimmick. He made it work. I thought he was funny. Like when 205 Live first got started, I don't know if you remember that, but like the PowerPoint presentation stuff, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
However, I don't like how they made him switch constantly.
Yeah,
He was
seriously.
he was one of those guys where you could drastically see the difference of Triple H's vision for him and Vince McMahon's vision for him. And all
Oh,
both of those visions I didn't think were bad. I thought he thrived more in Triple H's vision as the nasty Philadelphian, kind of just
Yeah.
grit and
Just
grind style.
yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
I just think it just you're you're insulting people's intelligence doing that. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
It's just
You really are.
constantly because. And how are we supposed to emotionally attach ourselves to somebody that has a new gimmick every time we see him? It seems like,
Exactly.
and yeah, and it paid, or it showed. But I think towards the end of his run with Bryan, he was able to wrestle a lot more, which was great for him
Yeah.
because I'm sure him himself, that is just what he wanted to do. That's what a lot of these guys wanted to do. That's the same reason why Harper left. Who else was in this match? It was Brock. I know I'm fucking
Goldberg
forgetting somebody.
and damn, what the fuck was maybe Taker?
Oh,
No. Mm.
Triple H 01.
The old one.
Um, yeah, and Gulak, he like you said, bro, you couldn't have said it better. He is he's a plus one for the Indies, and I think that he will definitely thrive being in a role where he has more creative freedom, because at this point we don't know what he would rather do. I'm assuming he would rather be Triple H's vision for him. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, but there was another guy that got fired too. Oh, no, it's a tease. What do you think about the Kevin Owens teases? A lot of people say that he's quitting WWE, or he teased it. Um, he
Ooh.
teased he teased he kind of was on Twitter thanking everybody for the last 5 years, and he said he hopes they're with him for the next one. Now we don't know if that's because of bad booking to come from WWE, or if he's going to be out the door soon. So what do you think about that?
Hmm. Damn, but like, I could see if he does want to leave, because I feel like that's something just KO would do. He
Hmm.
just wants to see other managers. But if he wants to, they're not gonna let him. They're not gonna grant that release. And if they do, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked as shit. But um, they probably won't. I would think they wouldn't, because you know it's Vince, and they know how huge KO is. And just yeah, man. And then we have news. Can we talk about his contract status on this show, like right now? Or should we save that for a new show?
What are we, 17 minutes in? Go ahead.
Alright, I got you. Yeah, he signed a 5-year extension in 2018, so he's still in this company, even if he doesn't want to, till 2023. That's just great for him. So if he does
Yikes.
want to leave, then either I don't think they would grant his release, and he's here for another 3 more years. So poor dude, he'll have to suffer for 3 years
I
if
wonder
they don't
who's.
release.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wonder who's gonna be the first wrestler to jump ship from AEW to WWE. I just thought about
That's
that.
true. Hmm.
Cause like, a
Oh,
lot of the people there live by like, nah,
yeah,
like
man.
I'm fine here. Like MJF said he
Exactly.
can never work in that kind of system. Darby Allin has said before, like, this is it for me. Like I take this as the big
Yeah,
time. And
exactly.
I think it is too. Obviously, JD
Oh,
mentioned
it's
this, but
exactly.
with Mike Tyson showing up there, like guys like that aren't gonna show up to a little rinky-dink independent promotion. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. They're gonna show up to something that matters, the big leagues. And now AEW is the big league, so yeah. Or this could all be a storyline that they're brewing up for KO. We don't really know until it happens, man. I just hope I would
Hmm.
be so down for KO to leave. But as the only thing is, if he can, if he's allowed to, you could say so. Yeah, I hope we could see him go, and not in like that sense, but like in the sense of go do whatever you want. But if not, man, that'll suck for him. What do you think about all that?
Dude,
situation.
could you imagine Kevin Steen versus El Generico on the Indies, a rematch from their battles in Ring of Honor and AEW? Kevin Steen versus anybody really in AEW. Obviously promos with him and Cody, dude, that'd be great. There's Matt Hardy. He has the history with Jericho. Mox is over there. I'm not sure. I don't think they have a history. Well, in like early 2016, I think Kevin Owens beat Mox for the IC title, I think. But they don't really have. They don't have a history like Owens and Jericho do, where they had that whole storyline, and they were only given the second match on Mania. But KO, man,
it'd be great to see them together again.
I wonder. So, I heard this on JD's podcast that they have a huge summer storyline, and one of his predictions was that it was going to be something to introduce the Undisputed Era.
Ooh.
What if KO ends up being the leader behind it? Because clearly they like to do that. Look at the original plan for Bray Wyatt Insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys don't know, many years ago, Insanity was getting called up. A couple months. See, they got called up before Mania. I believe it was December. Would they get called up in after Mania 2018? I think. Yeah, because I remember Dane wasn't at the 2018 takeover that we went to, and I was really upset about it. In like December or January of 2017 or 18, a couple months before they got called up, the plan was for Bray Wyatt to be Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt to introduce Sanity to the main roster. So clearly they would do that, and I could see that being a thing that they like to do to get a group known.
Most definitely, I can see that.
It's not hard to get them known without a main roster star helping them out, but that's just WWE logic. But yeah, so I could so see that being something that they do. Obviously, maybe KO turning heel and joining the dark side, so to speak, because he's a face now, I believe. And remember what he was saying on Raw, it feels like every time I'm in a ring with a group, I end up getting my ass beat. So why not bring a group up of his own? And
exactly.
But then my plan with that, or my thing with that too, is are you going to strip Adam Cole from the leader position of the Undisputed Era?
Oh God, hopefully not.
Dude, Wyatt is just taking spears. Goldberg, Roman, they're just dishing out spears.
God damn.
Goldberg still at full health.
Oh, shit. God damn.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good idea to strip Adam Cole of the leader position of the Undisputed Era. That just seems a little ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, but with KO, I mean, he's signed on until 2023, unless they grant him a release, which I genuinely don't see them doing, because we brought to you many weeks ago that WWE is willing to grant releases to just about anybody. I don't know about that. I mean,
I don't know what that really is.
I mean, you're telling me if a guy like Kevin Owens were to say, I want my release, they would actually do it. You know what I mean? And I think, no, The Fiend just got pinned by Goldberg. I don't know so much about that one, only because of the fact, like, I mean, if it was true, a lot of people are saying it could be true, but a lot of people are saying it could be true. However, we're going through a pandemic, and these people would have a lot of balls to put themselves out of a job. But
Oh,
I mean, there's some people I'm sure that have saved their money well, like Daniel Bryan and whatnot, and people like that who,
yeah.
if they were to ask their release, you're telling me WWE would give Daniel Bryan a release? You know what I mean? Or like a guy like Bray Wyatt, they would release him. Or
No,
yeah,
again,
even Roman for Hollywood. I want to go to Hollywood, Vince. I want my release. You're telling me they would say yeah to him?
exactly, they would. Damn, wonder how Vince would react to that. If fucking Roman wanted to fucking leave.
If he cried over CM Punk leaving, he would probably fucking fall into a deep depression over Roman.
Oh, he didn't jump off at his fucking corporate executive building out of his fucking office.
But he'll
Cause
land
he
on the
ain't.
second roof. So he'll be at the tapings next week, unfortunately, rewriting the whole script before the show starts.
I swear to God.
Cause
Apparently I pitched me
he will land on the second roof. He won't die.
on the second. God damn. God, their explanations of things are just so cheesy.
Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio are on Raw the next day because they landed on the second roof. What?
You could have some cool shit happen. But no, just they landed on the second roof.
Yeah, man. So I guess that's pretty much all the news around firings.
Yeah, basically, just we already covered El Ring, his daughter. So yeah, I think that's all the news on the firings.
All right, man. So without further ado, you want to kick us off with your number 10? Top 10 people we're surprised did not get fired. What do you got?
For my number 10 spot, we have the great Apollo Crews.
They're gonna say the Great Khali.
Oh God.
Like, what?
Fired the fuck. But Apollo, man, he's been in Titus Catering since what, like 2016, 2017. I think
Oh
it's
yeah, I think so.
2016. Like, he's been literally just on the roster for like 4 or 5 years now. Vince called him up and then just did nothing with him. Never wanted to develop a character, no storylines, no promise. He's just there. And you know they don't value him as a superstar, especially now after all these years of Vince forgetting that he actually liked them at one point. So I was genuinely shocked that he didn't get the boot, because he's someone I could have easily saw. Like they don't want him, they don't have use in him. He's not like uh, the Singh brothers, where like yeah they're jobbers and you can see them getting released, but with Jinder and with Saudi, you could see that release not happening. But they don't have a use for Apollo, so I could easily see them release his ass. So yeah, he didn't. I was like, oh shit, they released Big Money Matt Cardona, and they didn't release Apollo Crews. I was like, damn, that was shocking. So yeah, that's my number 10 spot. Who you got?
Man, that's a good number 10, bro. But I have Oni Lorcan. Now, the reason is my number 10 is Oni Lorcan. However, Oni, except for 1-2, who is a great team, but has pretty much been used as just their resident jobber tag team in NXT. Oni's one of those guys where it's like, he asked for his release many months ago. I don't know if you guys remember that. He asked for his release, and this guy, the only reason I feel they did not release him and why I put him at my number 10, the only reason I feel like they didn't release him is because clearly they don't want to cancel 205 Live. Oni is a part of that show, and from what I understand, I don't watch it, but from what I understand, he's on there quite a bit. And obviously taking him away is going to raise questions for why didn't they get rid of other people. And I feel
Yeah,
like they didn't necessarily want to gut that whole roster. They might have released some cruiserweights, none that I can remember off the top of my head, but I feel like they didn't want to just completely gut that roster. So that's the only reason I think he wasn't given the boot. But dude, this guy is, I mean, 1-2 is great. We've never seen Oni thrive in a singles way, but, yeah, I mean, the reason he's not my number 10 man is because I see, oh, we lost her K guys, but I see why, he wasn't because of the fact that they did not completely want to gut that whole roster. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the at the end of the day, um, at the end of the day, I feel like they still don't necessarily have an interest in using him. And yeah, guys, but as we wait for Sir K to get back, um, enjoy this matchup. Just a second here, guys. We're just getting things under control, and he is back. Ladies and gentlemen,
alright, sorry.
the Sir K is back. Sorry about that. Um,
I'm very sorry today. There were some technical difficulties I had to go through, but I'm back now and I clearly apologize.
some minor things here, but yes, I'm not sure if you heard what I said about Oni, but at the end, not much more. But yes, would you like to give us your number 9? As soon as you get things under control. Are you still with us? He's not with us, ladies and gentlemen. Wait,
I'm not with you guys.
he is back.
I'm sorry yet again. I don't know what is happening. I don't know who keeps tapping my internet connection, but I'm very sorry and I'm back.
Okay, do you want to give us your number 9?
Got you. In my number 9 spot, I have got the Brian Kendrick. Now, first of all, I forgot he was employed for like 2-3 years straight up. I forgot he existed on this roster. I haven't seen him in like 2 or 3 years, bro. But yeah, man, he's just such an insignificant like person on the roster. Just does nothing. We don't ever see him on any type of TV unless he is on 205, and I just never watch it because I don't. But never seen him on any form of TV for a long time. He never did anything remarkable in his new run. He's just so forgettable. I'm surprised he didn't get released because he shows no use to this roster. He's basically just a sit at home, collect the check guy, and I'm surprised he did not get released. I really thought he was gonna get the boot. I actually forgot he was still employed. when all that shit happened. But looking back, I am surprised he did not get released with everyone else. Like, if you're gonna release Rusev, why are you gonna keep someone like Brian Kendrick on the roster? What is he gonna do? Just sit at home, collect a check, maybe you want 205? The fuck? So, yeah, my number 9 spot, I definitely had to go with Brian Kendrick. Forgot he was even employed. Who do you got?
At my number 9 spot, I have Prince Pretty. Tyler Breeze, man. Tyler Breeze, now, although Tyler Breeze has buckets of talent, we already know that. A lot of the guys on here do, but a lot of the guys they just don't care about. Tyler Breeze, obviously, boatloads of talent. However, the whole time this guy has been initially called up, obviously they don't care about him. They put him in a makeshift tag team that actually ended up getting over. They killed that, and then after that, man, they seemingly just did nothing with him. Fandango got injured, and they sent him down to NXT, obviously showing that they really don't give two shits about him. And yeah, he went on to fight the Velveteen Dream. Seems that they were going to reform Breezango, but after that, man, Fandango just got injured again, and I'm surprised they just didn't figure him a waste of space on the roster and get rid of him. But they didn't. It's great for him, but shocking, man. I mean, by this point, this guy probably does want out. He's probably tired of the injury bug and people not believing in him and all sorts of things with Tyler Breeze, man. But yeah, who do you got for your number 9?
You mean 8?
8.
Yeah. For my number 8 spot, I think this technically one's a twofer because they're two paired. But I have Mike and Maria Kanellis, man.
They were released.
They were?
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, I'll put it on the spot. Alright, my number 8 spot is now Fandango. Alright. For a reason I had to switch on with Fandango. So I forgot I didn't know they were released. Oh my god. Oh shit. So I got Fandango because he's an injury prone person to them. So, and you know, Vince doesn't like that. He doesn't do much. The only thing he ever does is team with Tyler Breeze, and he's like Tyler Breeze is the main person in that group. Like, they both are pretty equal in that group, but Tyler Breeze is the one, the most just overall better one in that group. So with Fandango, I could see them just being like, alright, dude's always injured. No one really cares about him unless he's with this other person. Let's just boot him out. So I'm surprised they didn't boot him out, because I could easily seen them doing that. The only thing is, he would be injured while his release happened, and that would not be a good look on the company, so I can understand that, but I am shocked he didn't get the boot, so he's definitely my now number 8 spot. What do you got?
Next up, man, I got good old Shorty G, Chad Gable, and you can even, well, the only reason I get, for all we know, Jason Jordan probably did get laid off. We don't know that. They did not disclose names that we have that, like, too many backstage names other than the main ones. But obviously, it doesn't look like Jason Jordan was released, or laid off. But Chad Gable, man, being the whole time, this guy was supposed to be the guy to do the thing with, what's his face? Kurt Angle. He was supposed to be the illegitimate son, but they ended up going with Jason Jordan as a swerve. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not because they like Jason Jordan more as a competitor. Clearly they don't like either as a competitor.
Seriously.
It's because of how tall and more physically built Jordan is. I can tell you that right now. The whole time this guy's been on the main roster, he has been in makeshift tag teams. He has been made to look like a fool,
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
wearing Bobby Roode cosplay, tagging with Shelton Benjamin for no apparent reason. Although,
Basically American Alpha 2.0.
pretty much, except one of them was a lot darker and older. Um, and, um, there was Shorty G, obviously. They turned him into Shorty G and dressed him up like a fucking basketball player.
God.
And just made him, just always making him look like a fool. Obviously, one of the reasons he's higher up on my list because he is rumored to be in this whole hacker storyline, and that'd be kind of weird to release him in the middle of one of the biggest things on SmackDown. Obviously,
Yeah.
who is the hacker? And yeah, man. But this guy, the whole time he's been on the main roster, has just been just treated as a fucking joke
Serious.
and just not given a shit about. And it sucks because Gable, bro, to me is one of the best wrestlers that they have. He reminds all of us, I think, of a little Kurt Angle. He's got a little Kurt Angle in him. And it's just genuinely unfortunate to see how much they don't care about somebody on their roster who is one of the most talented. This guy could be wrestling your top stars any day of the week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man.
And
He's great.
yeah, and he's not. And that just genuinely just sucks. I mean, for him, it's just one of those. He's just one of those guys like Cesaro to the point where we're like, dude, this guy is so fucking talented, but he's just never gonna get the spot just because
No.
of how he looks, and it's just ridiculous. It's just utterly ridiculous, I think. And yeah, man. Yeah, Gable is my number 8. What do you got for number 7, bro?
At my number 7 spot, I got someone very close related to Chad Gable. I have Shelton Benjamin, man. He he shows no use to this roster, man. He really does.
Yeah, he
I
does.
gotta respect. like, bro, like he's not someone people want to see. He's not. He's good in the ring, but he's old, so that's into factor. He's never did anything ever since he came back. Never did anything prominent. He didn't he wasn't he used to like beat up Kurt at one point? I think that was like the biggest thing he was used for. I think so.
Uh,
I think something like that happened.
no, I can't even remember, to be honest.
I think something like that happened. That would have been the best thing I mean, not the best, but the biggest thing he done in this company since he came back. Like, he teamed with Chad Gable in that horrible American Alpha 2.0. That was just worse than the great 1.0. He's just not a contributing member of the roster, and I know they don't see any value in him. They're just keeping him on the roster to keep him from going to anywhere else. But the thing is, who wants Shelton Benjamin? Really? AEW? Nah. ROH? Nah. New Japan? God, no. TNA? They'll take anyone. So I mean, you could throw TNA in there. I'll take anyone. But yeah, man. He's just. I'm surprised they didn't just give him the boot because they don't see a cure in him. The fans don't. I don't even think he cares about his career at this point. So yeah, I'm just surprised they didn't give him the boot, man. Who you got for your number 7?
My number 7, she should be way higher up on this list. However, some of these people just shocked me more. This one was particularly harder to, well, not harder, but just hard to label, just because so many of these people, I am just shocked they did not get fired. But this one is one that I think should have been in the least harsh way possible. And I'm not saying I hope that she loses her job, but what I'm saying is, if you were to ask me to release people, her and one other person are the first two people that come to my mind, because at my number 6, I have Tamina. And Jesus Christ.
God.
The only reason she's a little higher up on this list, man, is because of the fact that for whatever reason, they're using her in a top spot.
Yeah.
On SmackDown at the moment, and I don't know why. A lot of people don't know why. But all of a sudden, she just seems to be this big force upon WWE that none of us knew about until now. But yeah, I mean, dude, if you put her in any division, she doesn't make it any better or any worse. She serves no purpose. Maybe a little worse, but I mean, again, I always bring this up, but look at the SmackDown Women's division. Bayley and Sasha are so, and Ember Moon has drastically missed for this, is so above everyone else. It's ridiculous how above everybody else, how above everybody else that they are. And I mean, God, Tamina, bro, like, I don't even know what to say, and I can't even tell you anything she's done. It's like WWE, it's like these are one of these people that WWE cares about, and we don't know why, but they don't really care about them. Like, they care to make her this force, but they don't really give a shit about her, but they give a shit to put her on our TVs to annoy our souls. And I don't know why. And none of us know why. And, dude, if you're legitimately a fan of this woman, I ask you, what is it that you're getting behind? Because she's not a force, because clearly she fucking is a giant loser. If she was such a force, then why has she never been a women's champion? Or maybe once in, like, 2010. I don't know, but I'm not sure. I don't think she's ever been a women's champion, though, unless it was when I was really little, man. I can see. Let's do a quick Google search.
Quick Google, because I don't know about that one. I don't think she's. I don't think so.
No. She's had a match for the title, but she's never been a women's champion. I ask why you are a fan of this woman. I don't fucking know, man. But she's one of those people where it's like, why? She's just one of those people that just nobody fucking gives a shit about. Just like, and you put her with Nia Jax in like the most botchful, annoying tag teams ever. And this is a woman. Her dad is Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and she can't even do his finisher.
Yeah, seriously.
If you can't do your finish, why the fuck isn't your finish?
Yeah.
You can't fucking do it.
Exactly, man. Come on.
Then again, this woman has trouble with fucking botching super kicks. So,
yeah.
I mean, Tamina, bro, I don't know. I don't know why she's still on her television. I don't know if she'll ever be off her television. Obviously, the only reason I can come up with why she wasn't released is because of her Samoan background. And yeah, man, fucking I don't know. I don't know. Tamina, bro, serves no purpose. She looks like an absolute fucking buffoon on these rosters. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't even tell you guys anything she's done because she hasn't fucking done anything. And I don't even know how she's lasted this long. So, yeah, what do you got for your number 5?
Oh, we're on 6. You haven't done my 6 yet.
Oh, yeah. What do you got for number 6?
In my number 6 spot, we got Cesaro, man. God, Cesaro. Oh, shit. Yeah, man, Cesaro, he's just someone they never seen any value in for no reason. He's proven them wrong every step of the way, but still, they see no value for a singles run with Cesaro. I always gotta put him with a group or a tag team, something like that. Now he's with the what are they called?
Artist
The
Collective.
Artist Collective. Yeah, so fuck man, them. Yeah, just Cesaro, man. They see no value in him as a superstar, even though you know they know his value, but they'll never admit it. That's why they don't release someone like him. That's why he's not too high on the list, but still, they have no value in him. They don't care about Cesaro. You know they only keep him on the roster to keep him away from other people, but at that point, I'm surprised they don't just release him because they're too blind and think that no one will want him, because that's just the way Vince's mind would work. And yeah, man, he's a hell of a talent, but they don't see it that way. So he's got to be doing something with someone else. You know, he's got to be with someone else. He'll never get a singles run, sadly, and I think that goes to show how I'm surprised he wasn't just, you know, just given the pink slip, man. Just, well, if you don't find value in here you go. So yeah, man, Cesaro's definitely on that number 6 list. Who do you got for number 5?
Yeah, before I say my number 5, I just want to justify your statement. I think you brought up how they know. I think you're absolutely right. I think the fact in 2016 they debuted him back after injury in the main event of Raw goes to show what they think of him. They know he can get that huge pop in the main event, and he did. And the guy showed he can talk. It's never been a question if he can wrestle, but it's just the fact of them not liking him. And we reported to you I think a couple weeks ago, it was either 2 weeks ago or it was on the Friday show, he's outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I guess you can't be outspoken unless you're John Cena or the fucking Undertaker, or they'll fucking hate you. But with that being said, man, my number 5 is a man who's once oh so glorious, Robert Roode. Yeah, man, Bobby Roode comes in at the number 5 spot. So he's not able to make WWE television now because of the whole pandemic. He is not able to come in the country, bro. But my God, I mean, talk about a guy that was once so great. And Vince McMahon psychologically did not understand Bobby Roode. He thought, why is this guy a top heel with this theme song? Right there is where you fucked up. Right there is where you fucked up. He should have been this heel and brought to Raw because that's a heel show and they have a heel management, and he can come in and look like a prick. Or even if he does go to fucking SmackDown, obviously that's a babyface show. They don't necessarily like the heels over there. And make him work for a top spot and have him do it to solidify himself. But no, he was put in a feud with Ziggler just as every up-and-coming NXT talent was. And this fucking guy failed in his first fucking 2 months on the main roster. Obviously, and one of the excuse me, one of the biggest things they took away from him was the longevity of the entrance. This is
Oh,
why entrances aren't special anymore. Because Shinsuke goes out all fast now. Because remember when he used to go out real slow? Because he had the
take his
music,
time.
take his time, right? Now he's coming out all fast, and he does, and he used to go, it used to be a very long entrance because he would wait for the to do the thing on the rope,
Mm-hmm.
um, and now he just comes out all fast like he's a fucking
Yeah.
crackhead, fucking
It's
shaking and
like,
shit,
it is.
and Bobby Roode too. I don't know if I know we noticed it, but I don't know if a lot of people did notice it. Do you guys remember how long he used to be spinning on that little
Oh,
spinner?
he used to take forever on
He
that thing.
used to spin until the guitar solo.
Yeah.
Instead of the main roster, he did a half a spin and jumped off of it. I'm like,
Like, bro.
why? This is. I don't believe that this guy really is soaking in his own fucking glory. You know what I mean? I mean, if you watch NXT and you know that this guy used to just sit there and, no pun intended, but just completely bask in his glory,
Yeah.
and instead he's just all fast, fucking jumping, and he's jumping around like a fucking idiot, dude, and
Yeah.
he's fucking waving his arms when he's got his hands on his knees before he shoots them up in glorious pops on the Tron, like. Every aspect about him, they fucked up. And when they do turn him heel, it's for a tag team. Like,
Like, bro.
what the
Who
fuck?
wants to see him in a tag team?
And
Come on.
more recently, Dolph Ziggler and him were teaming. And personally, I think it should have built to Ziggler and Rude versus Heavy Machinery for the tag team championships at WrestleMania, not just Otis versus Dolph. And instead, man, they just had him ditch Bobby Roode, and they gave no explanation. They didn't say he couldn't get in the country. So for the longest time, I'm like, dude, did he just ditch Bobby Roode? Like, see, bro.
Just, oh, alright, bro. Talk to you. Like,
I mean, this guy was just drastically ruined, treated as an afterthought, and fucking, he just it. It wasn't long before this guy's fucking running around with his mustache after a green championship.
seriously. That's for the 24/7 title, man. What a
And
way to fall off.
honestly, it's just so crazy to think that this was the guy 3 years ago. Doesn't even feel like it, but 3 years ago, people were legitimately claiming that this guy was the best heel in the business.
Yeah, in the business. Now look at him. It's one of the best jokes in the business.
It's one of the biggest fucking failures coming out of NXT.
Like,
And there's a lot of people on that list, and he's one of the biggest ones.
seriously.
Yeah, bro, what do you got for your number 5?
For my number 5 spot, I have good old Sami Zayn, man. Sami, man. God. Well,
That's a really good one.
thank you. First of all, they don't see any value in him. They don't see any value in him, especially mainly as a babyface, which makes absolutely no sense. They don't care about him. They make him do shitty heel gimmicks that he is not built for. They see no, like I said, they see no value in him, even though, like the same with Sorrow, they know deep down he has great value. That's why he's not released yet. But Sammy, man. Sammy. The biggest thing about him on this list is how he acts backstage. If people hate him backstage, if management hates him in the locker room, if he's just an annoying ass dude, why didn't they release him if they got tired of him? Because him always barking down their ear about either his storylines or fucking politics or whatever the fuck. I'm surprised they didn't just boot him out. because they hate hearing that type of shit. They hate loudmouth people. Like you said the other night, when Big Cass did it, he was released. What
Mhm.
about Sammy? Like, come on, man. I was, I'm genuinely surprised looking back that Sammy did not get released through all the shit that we found out. These annoying backstage, he's very vocal, which you know, they say they need more of that, but they silence anyone who tries to be vocal. They hate being vocal backstage. Um, he's always stuck in mediocrity on these shows, either fucking talking to dudes in drag about Bobby Lashley, or fucking running around like a hobo, trying to win the now not important IC title. It's just sad, man. It's just sad. I'm surprised they didn't just, well, no one cares about him anymore. He's a dick. Backstage, he's annoying. He's not playing the heel role very well right now. Let's just get rid of him. So, yeah, man, Sami Zayn, man. I'm surprised he didn't get the boot looking back. If he's a nuisance backstage and they hate people like that, that just goes to show that they know deep down that he has value. They just won't ever admit it. So he's definitely my number five. Number five, yeah. Who do you got for your number four spot?
For my number 4, I have, and his well, I see why his partner wasn't, but we have Big Swole's husband, Cedric
Oh,
Alexander, bro.
god damn.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Wow, I get into right there. This
Yeah.
guy, dude,
No.
this guy has been up, and down now. First up was people chanting for a fairly unknown, please sign Cedric. This dude's crying. Triple H comes out to mark out with him and let everybody know that they're gonna sign him. Fucking, this dude on a high, on probably the biggest high of his life, gets in a fucking, well, there may be the other highs, high too, gets put on Vince McMahon's 205 Live, and we all know how that went.
Oh god, man, yeah.
And this fucking guy waited, what was that, bro? 2 years to get a spot. 2 years
Yep.
to reach prominence. And he did, and it was fantastic. And he had a great Cruiserweight Championship reign. And it was amazing, bro. And then he gets fucking put on Monday Night Raw. The Cruiserweight Championship was the other high, by the way. It definitely wasn't the run I'm about to tell you about. This guy gets put on Monday Night fucking Raw. And what do you know? What do you know? Guess how long before this guy was dead? That's right. As soon as the graphic popped up, he died.
He croaked.
And this guy looked like he had some promise. Feud with AJ Styles. Then they get put on the pre-show. That's right. AJ Styles is on the Night of Champions pre-show. And Cedric loses in 4 minutes. For no fucking reason, never to be seen or heard from again up until recently, at least in prominence. Now, what do you think he's in? A tag team. Wow! And guess with who? Another random black guy, Ricochet. 2 talented high flyers. Let's throw him in a tag team.
Of course.
Wonderful creative booking. And just keeping up with the theme, treated like a fucking afterthought. And one of these guys, man, that they just give 2 fucks about for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
They honestly just give 2 fucks about him, and no one knows why. And dude, this guy, it just a lot like. Do you not understand what you have before you right now?
Seriously.
I mean, like, bro, this dude is so incredibly talented, and this is the vision for him. Really, really, this is the vision for one of the guys that fucking people were chanting for. Again, an unknown fucking seems to be like an unknown guy at the time, and this is the vision for him. This is it. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Cedric Alexander, bro. He's most likely one of these guys that we've been mentioning that they know his talent, bro, but they just fucking refuse and they take it to their fucking
Serious.
grave. They just fucking refuse to
To admit.
realize it.
Yep.
And Cedric's paying for it, bro, but to be honest, he's going to land in the exact same fucking spot his wife does when he eventually does get get the hell out of there, bro. This dude is going to land in Jacksonville. He will be a member of the AEW roster, and I can't wait to see him relive things with Pac and be put in a fucking prominent role
Mm-hmm.
and be appreciated.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I
He's
mean, fucking Cedric Alexander, bro. What do you got for your number 5?
for number 4
Oh shit!
spot. I have.
Wait, is it 4 or 5?
Yeah. It's 4. Wait. Yeah, it's 5. Sammy was my 5. So I think that was your 5. This is my 4.
Oh,
So I got on my number 4 spot because I have the artist Shinsuke Nakamura.
the artist known as.
Known as. Well, his downfall starts with that saying right there. But yeah, man, talk about a downfall for a man. Fucking
Yeah.
so amazing and captivating in NXT, bro. One of the people literally got me into the sport is now one of the most useless
Yeah,
jokes
it is.
on this roster. Like, bro, he has no value. And to be honest, I don't think they see value in him. I don't even think low key they see value in Shinsuke Nakamura at this point, because I think they killed him. I think they really murdered him to a point where it's gonna be hard for him to relive or regain his status that he had in NXT, man. Seriously. Just second he debuted on the main roster, you just knew, well, this is the start to the end, man. Put him in a feud with Jinder Mahal and make him lose.
E.
Make him
It's not that easy to fuck that up when you fucking
lose.
do something like that, bro.
Seriously, man. Then, our chance at redemption. It's AJ Styles wins the Rumble, goes to
Something like,
Mania, and loses yet again. Like, bro, like they clearly do they want him to live as nothing in this company? Probably, but yeah, man, he could barely speak English, so of course Vince McMahon he doesn't like that. He's amazing in the ring, you know, Vince doesn't like that either. Um, he's just lost his mystique, man. They changed his theme song. Just he's just not special anymore. He's really not. He has no more aura. He's not special. I'm just really surprised they didn't just, well, this guy means nothing now. We murder him. So it'll be a while till everyone else sees light in him again. So let's just release him. I'm surprised they didn't release him, man. I really am. He just fell off so much and he's lost so much of his status with him and just, to be honest, everybody. I'm surprised they didn't just give him the boot, man. Seriously, cause God damn Shinsuke, man. Now look at him. Cause he's no, he's not the IC champ anymore. Now he's just there. But even though he's technically the leader of that little group, even though Sammy's the champ, he's just there on the roster. Just lost everything, man. I'm genuinely surprised he didn't get released. Cause you know, even deep down, I don't even think they see much value in Shinsuke anymore. So he's definitely one I'm shocked didn't get released. So who do you got for your number 4?
For my number 4, man, we brought to you at my number 6 that fucking Bobby Roode, bro. And keeping up with the theme of fucking failed ass NXT people, my number 4 is fucking Bo Dallas.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Bro. I want to say the only reason he was not released is because of his brother's Bray. But they released their dad, so I don't understand why they didn't release him.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy that at the time, and he still is very young, was the definition of a prodigy. A young buck who was fucking destined for greatness.
Yep.
Some odd years later, this fucking guy's in the social outcast.
Social jumpers.
And after that, he's in fucking, I don't even know. He's probably off television. And then they put him in the fucking B team. Dude, another one. I can't even tell you what this guy's done on the main roster. It's just incredibly just sad to see them not give a flying fuck about one man so much that was a prodigy and now is one of these guys that has just been just killed, stabbed and murdered 1,000 times over. And there's not really much I can say on this one other than the fact that they just gave two fucks about him, and now he's where he's at. So yeah, man, what do you got for your number 4?
For my number 3, I got someone I'm genuinely surprised didn't go release. I really thought he would. Is Jason Jordan, man. He sadly can't wrestle anymore. They have not cleared him to compete ever again. Because neck injuries. You know how they do about that, unless you're draw ratings for Saudi. But you know how they feel about neck injuries, man. He can't come back, and we don't know truly if it was a release. I don't think so, to be honest. But man, I genuinely thought he was gonna be the ones that we just heard about instantly, man. Can't wrestle right now. Well, I mean, he can wrestle, but like he can't do it. But he's just a backstage producer at this point, man. We don't even know how much into the producer role he really was doing. I think he was just doing little stuff here and there. He's just they don't like his ex-tag team partner, and they with the Kurt thing, they really tried it at first. They really thought this guy can get over, but once the fans saw him as a joke, so did they. They never took him seriously ever again. And yeah, man, he's someone I really thought was gonna get released, man. I'm really surprised it didn't happen. He's just like, I don't know what he is truly doing in that backstage role. So man, yeah, man, I don't think there's much to say about Jordan. He's just one that I genuinely thought was gonna or did get released, cause he's just a random backstage guy at this point, and I can see them releasing someone like that. I mean, if they release a 30-year veteran of a referee, they'll release someone like Jordan. But yeah, I'm just genuinely surprised he didn't get released on Black Wednesday, man. And so yeah, man, who do you got for your number 3?
For my number 3, I actually have Jason Jordan's replacement. I have Shelton Benjamin. Um, good God, this guy, dude,
God,
th-
fucking hell.
this guy just. He was originally slated to come back in 2016. Things did not work out because of his shoulder injuries, and um, and this guy ended up coming back in 2018 after American Alpha broke up, or 2017 or something like that. Late
Mm-hmm.
2017, I fucking can't remember, but sometime around then. And yeah, that seemed to be the beginning of the end already, with his return. This dude fucking just did nothing. Him and Chad Gable had a 2 out of 3 falls match with the Usos at the Royal Rumble in 2018 and lost in the worst possible way. They lost 2-0.
Like, bro, come on.
Like, you couldn't give them one pinfall? And these guys eventually just ended up having the gimmicks of fucking crybabies. And yeah, Sheldon Benjamin, I never seen the light of day after that. Chad Gable ended up going to Raw, and that began the beginning of his catering gimmick, because that's where he's been sitting ever since then, which seems
Yeah.
to be about 2 years. You could argue the point probably ever since he came back. But yeah, I mean, this guy does nothing for the roster at all.
Mm-hmm.
He was used as a cheap pop to have Brock Lesnar eliminate in the Rumble this year, and it wasn't even a pop, it was just a cheap nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and this guy just he's just like one of those guys like Bo. I cannot even tell you what she's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shelton Benjamin, bro, I'm genuinely shocked he did not get the pink slip.
Most definitely, man. Easily.
Oh, who do you got as your number 2?
In my number 2 spot, we got good old Dana Brooke, man.
Bruh, how'd she even
Seriously,
last
bro.
this long?
Seriously, bro. She can't wrestle. She doesn't have any type of look. She can't talk. She has no value. They see no value in her. Low-key, I think they actually do for some reason. I don't know why. But like, bro, why is she employed in the first place? Why wasn't she gone in fucking 2016? Like, dude, like, she shows absolutely, she shows a negative value to this roster, to whatever roster she's on, man. The only positive thing about her is that when she botches, she doesn't hurt people. That's the only positive thing about her.
She
Like,
just makes herself look like a fucking clown.
exactly. It makes herself look like an idiot. She's terrible every aspect of the way, man. No one cares about her. But low key, to be honest, I think they want to see value in Dana backstage. I really think they do. But, but, there, no, the fans will never see value in Dana Brooke. And just, oh my god. If you're gonna put her literally in Titus Catering. Literally. She was literally in that group of Titus. You were gonna expect people to get behind Dana Brooke with Titus Catering under her belt. That is a joke. Come on, man. Oh, shit. She has no value. She's just not it, man. She's just worthless on this roster. She doesn't make anyone else look good. She's not even a good jobber. She's just someone to like, oh my god, what the fuck? Why is she on TV, man? Like, she's not a fun jobber. She's not a good jobber. She's just on the roster. She just naturally just sucks. Just, just very bad. Can't do anything right. I'm genuinely surprised they didn't boot her out, because, man, that sounds fucked up, but I sure would have, man. Respectfully, I would have released her. Just, go prove everyone wrong. And if you do, then my God, I will fucking jump off this building. But yeah, man, Dana Brooks definitely at that number 2 spot. What do you got?
Yeah, keeping up with the tradition, man. My number 2 is Dana Brooke as well. I mean,
Man.
this people like her is exactly the reason why there's an NXT program. Especially people like her, are not meant to be on any kind of WrestleMania, any kind of WWE pay-per-view, not even a fucking takeover. This woman deserves to be training. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of why we have this program. If this woman is ready for the main roster, but people like fucking Candice LeRae aren't, my God, why do you have people like this on the main roster? You're making the main roster look like a fucking joke. That's what you're doing, and that's exactly what it is, because people like her are all fucking on it. And this woman, man, I mean, she hasn't done anything. She garners no reaction. The only reason she's where she's at is because of her hair color, and uh, that's all she has to her. That's literally it. And it definitely goes to show, because this woman cannot wrestle for shit. I cannot name you a fucking match she's been in that I remember. And Dana Brooke, man, if Sir Kay didn't say it enough, she's fucking worthless. And what is your number 1?
At my number 1 spot, we got good old Mitch Bennett. We have Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
He is at my number 1 spot, bro, because he was in so much dirt for multiple different reasons at multiple times, and he's super injured. I think he's cleared at this point. They still haven't brought him back. Like, with this controversy, man, he was blasted out for being sexist, homophobe, racist, all of it, man. He was blasted out for all of it. He was on some forums or whatever back in the day, saying some fuck ass shit, talking about, all that shit. Didn't he talk about, like, impregnating Stephanie or some shit,
Yep.
or, like, plowing Stephanie? He talked about that. First of all, why would you? What the fuck? But second of all, like, bro. God damn, and then the the worst controversy of it all came a couple months later when it was found out that Lars Sullivan did homosexual porn. Get gay porn, bro. Like, dude, like, bro, how are you gonna be homophobic but do gay porn? First of all, that makes no sense. But second of all, that's a very, very bad look for Lars Sullivan. If he was put in a predominant role, and some casuals would look him up on Google, they would probably come up as Mitch Bennett and be fucking horrified. So, yeah, man, he's just, yeah, wasn't he like a dick backstage too? No, he kept having mental breakdowns backstage, which, I mean, even though most of them are understanding of that backstage, Vince probably isn't. He's stuck. He's that old stuck in the ways type of guy. He doesn't really get like mental breakdowns for someone like Lars. So all that factored in, man. All that, his injury, his multiple controversies, his stuff he had to deal with backstage. I am surprised he did not get released, bro. I genuinely thought he was gonna get released, cause he had been cleared now for like 4 months at this point. I think 3 or 4 months. He's been released for a fat minute. Not released, been cleared for a fat minute. And he still is off TV. I think he lives in Florida too. So it's like, bro, are they ever, is he ever gonna debut again? Or is he just gonna sit out his contract? Is that what he's doing? We don't fucking know. No one knows anything about Lars right now, man. So he is definitely on my #1 spot. I genuinely thought he was gonna get released. No doubt about it, bro. Because people hate Lars on social media. They can't stand him. They never want him to come back and always see any shit. They see him as a joke. I'm like, bruh, god damn, he's just got everything against him. So I'm really surprised he didn't get released, because he's definitely my #1, bro. Who do you got as your #1?
Well, man, I guess great minds think alike, bro, because my #1 is none other than Mitch Bennett. Obviously, bro, you just took the words right out of my mouth, but you mentioned it, bro. People hate Lars. I like Lars,
Yeah,
but now I
I
can't unsee some of the tweets this guy has put out, and obviously the fucking cherry on top of the cake was him busting cherries on males, bro. This fucking guy. How, like, dude.
This big, intimidating ass dude is this kid. Like, oh my god.
I just cannot. I can't believe this guy, bro. Like,
Swear.
Mitch, fucking Mitch. God damn it. I just can't believe how he was one of the guys that we had said, oh, he'll be fucking fine on the main roster. This guy will be a fucking world champion in 6 months. And that comes out. And obviously, like you said, Vince is one of those old timers who doesn't sleep and probably doesn't fucking get the fact of mental health. And that's what unfortunately happened to Lars. This guy was going to face John Cena at WrestleMania 35. I'm actually going to write that down as a what if.
That's true.
Because that's, now that I think about it, that is a great one. I'm going to write that down. Let's see. Here's the what ifs. Yeah, man. I mean, wow. This guy, it's like, as soon as everything started to get rolling for him, everything crumbled down just as fucking quickly. And this guy never seen the light of day after it, man. And Lars Sullivan, when was Super Showdown of last year? It was like in summer, right? It was like July.
I think it was right by SummerSlam, because people were complaining that it was right. I think he was right before SummerSlam. I think it was right before SummerSlam, right after. One of the two, man.
Yeah, man. He should be coming back soon, man, but I wouldn't be shocked if we never fucking seen this guy ever again in a pro wrestling ring. Lars Sullivan, I liked him, man, but like I said, as soon as everything got up for him, everything fucking fell down just as fucking quickly. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this edition of the top, or that's gonna do it for this list, I mean. Obviously now we're moving on to, let us know what you guys think in the comments about our list. Do you want to recite your list, once again, just in case, we fucked up our numbers?
I don't think we did. I think we did good with the numbers. I hope so.
Well, I feel like we fucked the numbers up. So just in case, at number 10, I had Oney Lorcan. Number 9, I had Tyler Breeze. Number 8, I had Chad Gable. Number 7, I had Tamina. Number 6, I had Bobby Roode. Number 5, I had Cedric. Number 4, I had Bo. Number 3, I had Shelton. Number 2, I had Dana. And number 1, I had Lars Sullivan.
Alright, gotcha. At my list, at number 10, I had Apollo Crews. 9, I had Brian Kendrick. At 7, I had the Canalisis, but now I have not Finn Balor. What the fuck?
What the
Finn.
fuck? Finn Balor.
What the fuck? I
The
got
tag
Sheldon.
team.
It's it's 6. I got Cesaro. 5. I got Sami Zayn. 4. I got Shinsuke. 3. I got Jason Jordan. 2. I got Dana Brooke, and number 1, Lars Sullivan. Man, goddamn. So
Yeah, man, and since I have an honorable mention, I'll kick this shit off with my honorable mention. The Miz heel run from 2016. This is best runs, by the way. My first honorable mention is The Miz, his heel run from 2016 on SmackDown. Wow.
damn, good shit.
What a kick-ass fucking run this guy had. Obviously, the feud with Ziggler. Moving on, the feud with Ziggler, the Talking Smack. Every time this guy was on Talking Smack, but the most infamous time was the time where he just completely went ape shit on Daniel Bryan, just destroying his whole life. And yeah, man, one of my favorite runs, just because of Miz's promo work alone, and I mean, it seems like every time this guy touched a mic, it was memorable. And yeah, man, obviously it's just one of many reasons why SmackDown reached prominence in 2016. Obviously, after the draft, it was just fucking incredible. But yeah, man, what do you got for number 10?
At my number 10 spot, we got Pete Dunne's UK title reign, man.
Whoa.
That is a definition of an amazing long title reign, man. He wasn't, I don't think NXT UK, I mean, he was around the whole time, but he wasn't there every week, you know. He wasn't there wrestling every week, but still, he made that title look and feel important for over 2 years, a little over 2 years, man. It was straight amazing shit. It went from May 12, May, not 2012, May
Shit.
17, May 2017 to April 19. I just had to say that because, man, it was generally an awesome title run. He made that title so legit. He was so legit. Everyone loves Dunn, especially during that time frame. It was so weird to see his entrance without that title after he lost it. But it was just one that was just awesome to always look at. Definitely, man. I was always intrigued who he was facing at, whether a takeover or a UK takeover or just in general, man. Always been intrigued in that title run. So definitely, man. And then at the end of it, he lost to a great person of Walter, continuing this great title to go on and do great things. But man, it started great. It was in the middle of great, and it ended great, so definitely at the number 10 spot. What do you got?
My number 10 spot was the only reason I watched Raw in 2016, and that was Y2J, Chris Jericho, the best friends run, the run with Kevin Owens, man. Wow. What a fucking run was that, bro. These guys were the only reason everybody watched Raw in 2016. Obviously, we just wanted to see the kind of funny shit that Chris Jericho would do on a week-to-week basis, and he delivered in every sense of the word. And yeah, man, this guy, just him and Kevin Owens, bro, just Jericho doing what he does best, bro, revamping his career, making himself enjoyable, making himself the best thing about television. And yeah, man, Jericho, just incredible. Every time this guy, again, another one, every time this guy touched the mic, made us laugh, putting people on the list, bro. Obviously, that being the highlight of that run was the list. And it was one of those things where they deserved and had every reason to get the main event of that Mania, and if not the co-main event, be fighting for the world championship is what I'm getting at, bro. And it was given that year to two undeserving people, that being Goldberg and Brock, in my honest opinion. Regardless on how fun that match was, obviously, thank God it wasn't in the main event. It was a fun match, but they didn't deserve it. They could have did that in a regular match, and yeah, I just hate how the younger talent, not that Jericho's younger, but fuck, he acts like it. And the younger talent, they use the excuse of, oh, well, their story's so big they didn't need a title. Goldberg and Brock's story doesn't need one either. In fact, they don't need anything. They don't even deserve to be on the show, but if they are going to be on the show, don't put them in a fashion where they're taking away from the people that deserve it. And they definitely deserved it that year, and it just went to two people who did not deserve it, and that ended up leading to what was one. I can't remember if it was on your list too, but I know it was on mine. Brock's reign. That was on my worst runs, and Jericho and Owens, bro, deserved it. Pound for pound, deserved it, and it genuinely sucks they weren't given the correct spotlight after busting their ass to make that show at least a little watchable in a time where it really wasn't. And what do you got as your number 9, bro?
Bro, and now my number 9 spot, we got Asuka's NXT run. God, bro, that is the definition of an unbelievably best women's run I've ever seen, bro. Probably in history. I'm gonna guess in history. Because, bro, from debut to end, she was a literal beast, bro. Her own streak of just not losing, bro. She looked unbelievably legit. And her opponents were legit, bro. Like, the great moment she had with beating Bailey for that title, man. That great emotional moment. I guess Bailey. Great emotional moment with Bailey. And then her amazing fucking title run, bro. Just start to finish. She had great moments. It's at one point where she beat so many people they had to call Mickey James' ass to come back and face her. She lost too. They got her ass. Like, bro, oh, and then her unbelievably amazing feud with Ember Moon, bro. Ember Moon, man, the ultimate underdog against Asuka. And at the end, she just couldn't beat her, man. Asuka proved to be too much and too good, and too strong, too tough in the ring for Ember Moon. Amazing run in NXT, amazing title run. Like, we'd be done from start to finish, man. In the end, she kept the title, but due to an injury, a quote-unquote injury, she had to relinquish it. And it was just a perfect way to let her go, man. And it was just so memorable, man. I just look back and I miss those days of Asuka, man. I really do, man. So, yeah, man, then she went on to the main roster, went on to Raw, who actually didn't do god awful with it, but then Charlotte came along, man. So,
go figure.
Swear. But man, in NXT, man, was that shit legendary, man. Best woman's run I've ever seen in my life, bro. She's definitely on this list. Number 9 could have been higher, but I digress. She's definitely on my number 9 spot. Who do you got?
So, my next guy, man, is the reason I didn't put a particular run is because it's still going on now, but if we do this in a year from now when this is all over, I'm pretty sure I'll have this run on here, man. But instead, I got my second favorite run from this man, Seth Rollins. Now,
Ooh.
this is from the 2018 babyface Seth after his the Gauntlet match era that led to the Summer of Rollins, bro, and obviously I did not put the Messiah on here. Now, if you guys know, if you guys know, the Messiah is, I love it. I genuinely love it. Kick ass to me. I love it. I love it. I love it. But obviously that run is not over yet, so I'm putting the Summer of Rollins, Babyface Rollins. A lot of people say Babyface Rollins doesn't work. Yes, it does. And it's been proven. Seth, and the way he got over, bro, was being a workhorse. Doing what he does best. Wrestling. Putting on phenomenal matches with the likes of... He made The Miz have a great match.
That's a accomplishment.
At Backlash. The Miz. Finn Balor. I remember Finn Balor was used to implement the blackout. The curb stomp back into the WWE, and he was used to do that, and Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, that Gauntlet match, bro. Everybody remembers the Gauntlet match. I mean, just unbelievable, unbelievably great stuff from Seth here. Literally got himself over on his just his work alone, and yeah, man, just genuinely one of the most enjoyable runs of that summer, and even that year with Seth Rollins, man. And after that, he deservedly won the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 35, winning the Rumble to earn that. And from there, it was downhill, man. Just challengers that nobody wanted to see. Being a fucking absolute goon on Twitter. Yeah, but not to talk about all that. This 2018 Seth was enjoyable, and it's another instance where he was undeservedly put in a IC title match at SummerSlam, and these kind of builds are supposed to be building for a world championship. I mean, he was built so greatly, and we're going to talk about that a little later down on this list, but about just building people up the right way, but Seth just wasn't properly built for the time frame. Now, he eventually got it, and people still loved him, but at the time, when somebody's white hot and everybody's calling for something, you just gotta do it, and they didn't. And they put him in a match with Ziggler, where they brought back Dean in the most uncharismatic way. Now, how cool would it be if Dean came back in a way where he was staring his brother in the face after winning the Universal Championship? And you didn't have to bring him back at SummerSlam. They could have brought him back on the Raw that Roman announced that he was going away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wonderful. Wonderful summer, though, not wonderful execution after it, man, and it showed. He was put into a lackluster feud with Dean Ambrose, and the heel Dean Ambrose, and nobody fucking gives a flying fuck about it to this day. Even Vince McMahon himself hated it, and that's how you know it's bad, because this guy seems to fucking like everything that's trash. I'm surprised he didn't love it. And yeah, man, what do you got at your number 8 spot?
At my number 8 spot, bro, we got the Shield's run from their debut to their breakup in 2012-2014, bro. And it's one of those things where you look back and you're like, bro, that shit went crazy. Their debut was awesome. They just wrecked Skip Sheffield, who was right back at the time, but hello, you not heard of Skip.
Big
They were
skips.
just skippies. They were just so cool and different, bro. They wore the tactical vests, bro. They came from the crowd. At the time, it was some never before seen shit, bro. It was awesome. They just had great runs as heels, just decimating anyone who came in their way, decimating any baby face they could, or hired by the fucking heels, man. Shit was awesome, bro. And even as baby faces, they were still cool as fuck, bro. Um, from helping Daniel Bryan a little to their feud with the Wyatts, man, that shit. You look back, that's some heat, bro. That feud, amazing. It was just so awesome, so different, and just set these careers up for, I mean, Roman ain't the best, but for three amazing careers in this company, man. From Seth, you love Seth, especially now. Seth is awesome now.
I love him.
Moxley, he's a beast now. Roman, he's a very good person of Roman Reigns. He's a great person backstage. His character ain't all that, man. But if he just played who he is on TV, man, genuinely, he'd generally be a cool person, or he would just be heel. One of the two. But yeah, man, three great individuals brought into a group that was genuinely remembered as one of, to some, the best faction. From start to finish, even their end, man. They ended them while they were hot, and that was an amazing decision, because it left people wanting more with them. It leave hints in the future to be so fun and genuine. Maybe they'll get together one day. Maybe. I mean, eventually they ruined it by making them together like 5 different times, but still, the mystique was there until they ruined it. But, yeah, man, they just set up a mystique. They had Seth Turner, which probably isn't my preferred person I'd have turn in the Shield, but definitely, man, that was an amazing turn nonetheless. Any of them would have just made sense. The only thing that could have destroyed them was themselves. That was great shit. So genuinely an awesome faction and an amazing, such a memorable run, bro. So that's definitely at my number 8 spot. What do you got?
Next up, man, at my number 8, the glorious Bobby Roode from 2017. What a This guy, at almost 40 years old, was considered the best heel in the business.
Yeah.
Incredible. Just pound for pound, dude. Everything, and I mean everything this guy did was amazing. I mean, he beat Shinsuke, bro, and he decimated Shinsuke from NXT. Got him out of there, and Shinsuke is actually the one that started the years in NXT. People preferred like 2 years, but Shinsuke was the first one where it was like 1 year and he was out.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks, because now that's implemented a lot. Good thing the Undisputed Era stayed. But, yeah, man, but after that, obviously, Roderick Strong playing a perfect catalyst, perfect babyface to his heel run, and, I mean, Roderick Strong playing that babyface, obviously, Bobby Roode telling Roddy he's gonna plow his wife. I mean, that shit, bro. It was just Bobby Roode was just incredible. He was untouchable, bro, in NXT. Just the way he carried himself, the way he talked, the way he cheated, or not cheated to win, but used those heel tactics in the match. His entrance, obviously, to say the least, was one of the greatest NXT entrances ever. And yeah, man. I mean, no, wow. Just so enjoyable. Just so enjoyable. What a bomb-ass heel character Bobby Roode was, man. And it was nothing short of incredible. I mean, and unforgettable. No matter how bad they treat him, All of us will remember the glorious Bobby Roode. No matter how bad, bro. Just Bobby Roode, just genuinely one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite runs in NXT. What do you got at number 7? Sure.
At my number 7 spot, bro. You already said this one, but that 2016 Jericho run, bro. It's at my number 7 spot. It's higher up on my list because that is one of the biggest things that got me into wrestling, bro. Just seeing Jericho just be this serious yet hilarious dude, man, with the list and just the way he acted
Calling
was
Tom
just,
Phillips Felipe. Forgot to mention
yeah,
that.
bro. That's true, bro. That's true, man. Him calling him Felipe, him always fucking around, putting people on lists, giving people scarves as gifts and shit. It was just so fun and entertaining to watch, man. It was just so cool, man. They deserved, like you said, really they deserved that main event, man. But had to go to the part-timers, which sucks, man. But man, was that just, oh my god, in that turn, man. That turn at the end of KO giving him the list. He looks at, he gives it up to the camera, list of KO, man, and he just starts beating his ass, man. It was just so great, man. One of the best turns in that, and one of the best just whole runs, man, from their time together and apart, man. Amazing, and I will always remember that. And just Jericho, man. Talk about always being able to reinvent yourself, like you said, bro. From him in the list to him in New Japan to him now, it's just Jericho's definitely, bro. He's a legend, and I'll always remember him for that list, bro. I'll always cherish those memories
For sure.
of that feud. Definitely, man. This is definitely at my number 7 spot, easily, bro. What do you got?
At my number 7 spot, man, we got none other than the Empress. The queen of NXT, bro. Asuka. 2017, bro. Wow. What? Just. Wow. Just thinking about it, bro. Dude. From the moment she came in NXT, destroying Emma and Dana Brooke to get her to Bayley. And she taps out Bayley. I'll never forget. Everybody stood up when Bayley lost that championship, bro. Everybody just in shock. And man, just obviously to go on to have feuds with the Iconics and to have feuds when they were bearable and to have feuds with Nikki Cross before she became Nicole Cross. Obviously I don't know what the fuck we see now with Nikki Cross. But yeah, I mean, to go on to have feuds with that heel Nikki Cross, and then to go on to have feuds with and the Ember Moon feud. Also to mention the Nikki Cross with Nikki Cross was the last woman standing match, the first ever last woman standing match. Love Becky, bro, but that wasn't the first ever fucking
Yeah.
woman's fucking last woman standing match. Asuka and Nikki Cross, man, fucking perfected that shit. And well, Charlotte and Becky had a great match, bro, but they really did. They had a great last woman standing match, but Asuka and Nikki Cross, bro, perfected the fuck out of it. And yeah, and Asuka, man, just pound for pound, bro, just one of the greatest to ever step foot in an NXT ring. And she is just one of the greatest women ever. And her NXT run proves that, bro. And that feud with Ember solidified how dominant she was. The newcomer. Everybody's like, Ember's gonna win. I even thought, Ember's gonna win at TakeOver Orlando. Asuka's held the championship for a year. Her time is up, bro. And just to turn that all around and make everybody be like, yo, like, please don't lose this anytime soon, because this woman is fucking incredible. Every moment, every second of that championship reign was greatness. It was greatness unfolding before our eyes, man, and it truly did. And Asuka is just genuinely one of my favorites in NXT and in general. She just embodied what it meant to be a kick-ass bitch, bro. I mean, this was at the time where WWE was pushing on the main roster our women's revolution, and the true women's revolution started with Asuka and NXT, man. It really did. She was the one who legitimized that shit and made it like, wow, like the women are fucking incredible. You know what I mean? That didn't come from the main roster, bro. I don't give a fuck who will tell you it did. It came from NXT. It came from the run and the rise of the Empress, bro. And she will always be remembered for it, for sure. That is her legacy, bro. Her legacy stands in NXT as is, and nothing, in my opinion, nothing in NXT will ever fucking top it. Shayna came close, but as close as Shayna came, she didn't come as close. She did not even stoop to the level of Asuka, and that's nothing against Shayna, because I love Shayna Baszler, but Asuka, bro. I mean, it's fucking Asuka. Just incredible. Just incredible. And it's a run I'll never forget, and it'll always be near and dear in my heart, man. And just genuinely watching history unfold before our very eyes, bro. But what do you got at your number 6?
On my number 6 spot, man, we have the summer of Punk, man. Another one of those things where you just look back, and even in the moment, it was just unbelievable, man. Just the work of Punk, man. Everything he did, you just listened and just watched, man. From the pipe bomb to his feud with Cena and just those promos. From him, the promos with fucking Vince McMahon. All his matches, bro. All of them, man. You just look back and just reminisce, or just look back and just look in awe at just how amazing it was. People say that a title is ugly, man. I think it looked so perfect on CM Punk, man. He looked amazing with that spinner belt. It was just, everything about it was just amazing. Of course, the ending wasn't amazing, but you know, that's this company for you. They can't make everything perfect usually, unless it's Triple H. But yeah, man, CM Punk, man, that will be forever in history as one of the best runs, man. Everyone will remember that run. Everyone loves it, bro. Just the amount of stuff he did and showed and just said the truth, man. That shit was fucking amazing, bro. I wasn't watching at the time, but just looking back at it now, it's unbelievable, man. It's the ring, unbelievable on the mic, has an amazing look, bro. And that run is just, that's the run of CM Punk, man. His best look, his best promos. I don't know about his best matches, I haven't seen like his ROH matches back in the day. I don't know if they were better, but just amazing matches still. And just such a memorable run, bro. Everyone knows that run, so that's definitely at the number 6 spot. What do you got?
Yeah, man, and just to for the record, CM Punk, bro, that is one of my favorite runs. That If I was doing all time, they'll be in here. Unfortunately, that's not in here. I went for the more of the modern, but just for the record,
Yeah.
just so I don't look like a fucking goon. God, that is one of,
Oh god.
that's definitely up there for me. That's top 3, if not top 2.
Most
Well, my
definitely.
number 6, man, goes to the Revival for their 2016 and early 2017 run in NXT. Dude, still to this day, a lot of people say it's the Bucks and Omega, or Hangman and Omega versus the Bucks. That is the
Yeah.
greatest tag team match ever. But to me, the greatest tag team match will always fucking be the Revival versus DIY from Takeover Toronto 2016. Man, I was watching it with my friend at the time that doesn't watch wrestling, made him pop.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not know any of those guys. Made him jumping out of his fucking chair. Literally, bro. I remember it like it was yesterday. And the Revival, bro, after that, after they lost those tag team championships, oh, even just backing up a little bit before we get into all that, they put on great matches with Enzo and Cass. These guys put on great matches. I believe they beat Blake and Murphy for the championships. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they went on to bring Enzo and Cass to a great matches. Unbelievable fucking matches with American Alpha. Becoming the first 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions, of course. And unforgettable. Unforgettable. They said this on Talk Jericho. Their legacy stands in NXT as is. That is the Revival's legacy in WWE. Is their NXT run, man, and they fucking earned it. They, dude, these guys. My match of the year for 2017, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne was incredible. And taking nothing away from that match was AOP versus DIY versus Revival. I loved that match. Loved it, bro. And, dude, the Revival, unforgettable. Truly unforgettable. And these are two guys where, obviously, I have them as 2017, but it is the early part of 2017 because the last good thing we've seen from the Revival, other than their Monday Night Raw debut, the last great match we've seen from the Revival was my favorite match of that year, bro. It was the Revival versus DIY versus AOP, and obviously the last great thing we've seen from them, man, was their debut on the New Day, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, bro, the injury bug, obviously we all know how that goes with Vince McMahon, and ever since that, down. Down
Yeah.
in the gutter for those guys. And they didn't deserve it. They did not deserve it in any stretch of the imagination. And yeah, I mean, uh, two guys that I could genuinely say created so many memories for me, and I'm beyond excited for what these guys are going to do moving forward with their careers, man. But who do you got for your number 5?
At my number 5 spot, I got Shinsuke Nakamura's NXT run, bro. Bro, God. The reason I didn't put Bobby Roode on the list is, first of all, I was always more of a Shinsuke guy.
Mm-hmm.
But second of all, at the time, I actually didn't like Bobby Roode. I'll be honest. It might sound like a goon, but at the time, I did not care for Bobby Roode at first. So,
Really?
yeah,
How
I
come?
was, I don't know. I just didn't, just wasn't intrigued nearly as much as I was in Shinsuke. I thought Shinsuke was leagues better and more entertaining. Looking back, Bobby Roode, unbelievable, man. But still, Shinsuke Nakamura, man. Just from his debut at Dallas, bro, against Fucking Sami Zayn, bro. A great match and a great way to start your NXT career, man. Just, oh, imagine Sammy is just unbelievable, man. And then just the work he would go on and do with Bobby Roode, man. And, oh, just so amazing, bro. Just, just beat Bobby Roode for the title, man. And even, bro, even their promos, he could barely speak English, and their promos were amazing, bro. Like, it was just his aura he had in NXT that I'll always remember. The way the crowd sung his theme song when he was in NXT is, like, forever in my mind unbelievable, bro. They would chant that shit. They would sing that in the streets, in a parking lot, bro. I remember that like it was yesterday. Just everything he gave off was just unbelievable, man. His in-ring work was amazing, bro. He's great in the ring. Just, he didn't even need to talk, bro. He's not a great promo because he barely speaks English, but he doesn't even need to, bro. He was so captivating on just his body language and just a simple one sentence he would say, bro. Just all of it. Everett, just that title run, bro. He, that feud with Bobby Roode, I will always remember. Shinsuke Nakamura, isn't he a two-time? I know he's a two-time NXT champ, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a two-time NXT champ, bro. Both times were fucking amazing, man. Just everything about Shinsuke, man, and ended it in a great way, man. Bobby Roode finally won. He finally put away Shinsuke Nakamura, man. It was great. Looking back, Bobby's great. I didn't really care for him at the time. Weirdly enough, call me a goon. Probably was. But I just loved his Shinsuke, bro. At the time, I was a Shinsuke Nakamura mark. Sadly, it's kind of hard to be that. It's kind of impossible to be in Shinsuke mark now. But, man, was he just a sight to see. As another thing about Shinsuke, bro, he was another one of the big things that got me into wrestling, bro. Because I've never seen anything like that before. Just someone who could just take your just mind and just blow it. Just take your just expectations and
just say it.
I'm not. Alright, bro, just Shinsuke, man. He's just such a captivating character, man. He was. Look. I've just never seen anything like that before in my life, man. Identity.
What the fuck? Take your mind and blow it. Oh shit.
Fuck. Man, but and then he debuted on the main roster, man. Lost to Jinder, lost to AJ, it just wasn't good, man. He just lost everything he had, man, and now he's just a joke, to be honest, man. But at that time, man, at NXT, I'll always remember him at NXT, man, so he's definitely on that number 5 spot. Who do you got?
Now my number 5, I have Michael Cole from 2010. Willie Tap! No! Hype Cole.
Hype Cole, and it was amazing.
Oh god. I don't even remember it. I just remember it being really garbage from when I was little. Willie Tap. My number 5 is AJ Styles from late 2016. early 2017, pretty much same as the Revival, up until he turned a fucking babyface. And wow, that was a case of WWE taking somebody who was over as a heel and making them babyface because they were over as a heel. They were
Yeah.
over as a heel, not as a babyface. AJ Styles was over, but not with me, and not with you either. And fucking, for some reason, people liked him as a babyface, but personally, I fucking hated it.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm actually wearing my AJ Styles shirt now. The original heel AJ shirt. If it's not P1, they don't want none. Dude, that heel, dude, starting from SummerSlam, yeah, not the ASAP one. Alright. Or, Talk Less, Claymore. Love that.
Such cheesy good.
It's so fucking corny, bro. Yeah, AJ Styles 2016, bro. The matches this guy had, this guy put on fucking excellent matches with Ambrose, starting at SummerSlam with Cena, which started it all. And, what else? What did he do in that point of time? It was Ambrose, Cena again. He was in that chamber match with literally all the top people on SmackDown, and incredible was that fucking run, bro. And yeah, man, AJ, just, dude, pound for pound, one of the best in that era, in that early SmackDown era. Just incredible, like I said, and that, for me, is where AJ Styles' legacy stands in WWE. And
most definitely.
Yeah, man, honestly, him not having the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania that year, I wasn't as upset because it didn't make sense because Orton and Wyatt did have the more grander story. But Shane McMahon, for me, was a bit of an insult to him at the time at that Mania. And even he brought Shane to an excellent match at that year's WrestleMania. And yeah, man, what do you got for your number 4?
My number 4 spot, we got another little older one. So, yeah, but, we got Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan, bro.
Whoa.
Another one, you look back, and you're like, my god, because, again, I wasn't watching at the time, but for the people who was, man, even at the time, just, my god. Just, what a, just...
God damn it. Just take your mind and just blow it.
You know what I mean? Just, dude, man, that's his highlight of his career. To be honest, man.
Willie Tap. Willie Tap.
Willie Tap. Willie.
You're screaming.
Never seen like Cole, and I love it, man.
Bro, I love Slumped Cole too.
Oh my
god. Slumped in the chair playing on his phone.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, we're live.
But yeah, man. Yes Movement, Daniel. Yes Movement, man. Legendary, bro. Everyone knows it. Everyone remembers it. It was literally a thing outside of the business too, man. Just unbelievable, man. Talk about just the small guy just getting it all finally, man.
Bro, what is over here working? What is over your wording today, bro?
Fuck, man. I keep saying some weird ass shit. Alright. Alright. Yeah, fucking definitely. We all know it was amazing, memorable, fucking DB man, legendary man. Sucks that we got so soon.
What the hell? With the
But
small guy getting it all.
my Mickey Bennett.
Oh,
Oh god, man. Sorry, Nathaniel Bryan, man. I think the fact that he was injured and had to retire is just the cherry on top of the cake of that storyline, man. But oh god, definitely, man, memorable, amazing. Don't need to say much because I kind of can at this point. Number four, definitely my number four spot. What do you got?
what the hell, bro? With the small guy getting it all. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. Okay. At my number four spot, we have basically up until the Royal Rumble of this past year, up until about a year ago, man, we have the 2019 Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse. Dude, so much happened in this run. About till when he debuted the Firefly Funhouse to what seems to be about the Royal Rumble 2020 this year. Because, dude, Bray just captivated in this time. I mean, just captivated. Just made our eyes glued to every version of that Firefly Funhouse, bro, and bro, I can't stop thinking about what you just said. Okay. And and Bray, bro. Okay, and Bray, honestly, obviously revealing the Fiend. Obviously, every attack leading up to SummerSlam was just horror movie like, incredible. Oh fuck. Okay, just incredible. And yeah, man. Obviously, the revealing of the Fiend, obviously my favorite SummerSlam moment of all time, that I've seen in my lifetime. And, yeah, the attacks on Seth to gain himself a Universal Championship. We had a bit of a hiccup at Hell in a Cell, but when the Fiend's title reign ended up happening, sure, you can make the argument it was a little not memorable, but to me it was great. But I definitely understand the argument that it was a little not memorable, bro. But to me it was fantastic. Leading up to the Royal Rumble, the mini feud with the Miz, the feud with DB, and and the Royal Rumble, man, that seemed to be the end of it. Because after that, it was all Super Showdown at that point, and I don't know how that went. And yeah, that was my number four, man. What an unforgettable run. What a way to redeem yourself from past failures, obviously. What a way to make yourself the hottest thing after being buried on the main roster for years, it seems. And yeah, man, what do you got for number three?
My number three spot, I actually also have the Fiend Bray Wyatt's run, bro. I found a way to, I mean, his Colt run was amazing. It ended poorly, but it was amazing. And even his Eater of World one wasn't the best. I still enjoyed it, man. I'll always enjoy, Bray Wyatt, whatever he does, man. But just the Fiend, man. Talk about something so different. At first, that first episode of the Funhouse, I was like, what the fuck? They debuted Bray Wyatt. And then, just after that, the dark hints started to happen, and it was just on from there, bro. It was just so awesome to see every dark little moment he had up to the reveal of the Fiend, man. Amazing and memorable. We were like, yo, this is fucking awesome, bro. Just forgotten, bro. His SummerSlam debut, bro. You said it just now, but your favorite SummerSlam moment? Mine. That. That is a fucking debut, bro. My God, just the head on his head on the lantern, man, and hinted before, like you said before you said this before in a party, the way he chopped off the head of his cardboard cutout self, and that head was on the lantern. Talk about symbolism, man.
I
Just
know.
Bray Wyatt is so good with that type of shit, just hidden meanings and symbolism and foreshadowing. He's an amazing storyteller, bro. So captivating. Just the way the Fiend would attack people and have that, we all know you love the noise, that
Love that noise,
noise.
bro. And
Just
I did not know that
swear.
was the Fiend screeching.
Yeah.
But
I was
yeah,
like,
man.
yo, sick. Just, bro, everything in that run. Of course, like you said, Hell in a Cell was a hiccup, and the red lighting was another
Ooh,
hiccup.
I forgot about
But,
that. Thank God I
yeah.
did.
Swear. But besides that, man,
That
just
stopped us from sneaking into Survivor Series.
swear we would have too. It wasn't for that damn red lighting, man. But God, man, just everything he did, you were just intrigued. Every person, bro, he beat up so many people as if he just attacked, mutilated, bro. It was awesome, man. Everything from his thing when DB to even Seth, bro. It was, bro. It's not in this little part of the run, but you know what? I have to include it. Another hiccup, man. We all know it was fucking Goldberg. We know the tragedy of Goldberg. It's a national tragedy at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna
We
say
all
it's a little more of a hiccup.
Yeah, that's a national tragedy at this point. But man, what a right after that rebound feud with John Cena. It would have been unbelievable with that title, man. But they still managed to do unbelievable without it, man. Just that Firefly Funhouse match, bro, and all the moments leading up to it, I will always remember as being amazing. They were actually be able to do cool shit without a crowd, with him coming up behind him when the Fiend was looking at him. That shit was awesome, bro. The Fiend Bray Wyatt run is definitely at my number 3 spot. What do you got?
Yeah, my number 3 spot. At my number 3 spot, I have one of my favorite runs ever, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The heel 2018 Tommaso Ciampa, the Blackheart. The way he was implemented back when we first seen him with that huge beard, it was like, whoa. Like, what a way to come back with a different look. And not to mention he was ripped as shit. Just completely transformed his body, transformed his character, made everybody hate him but love him so fucking bad, and just have one of the greatest feuds, the greatest feud in NXT history. That's a given. One of the greatest feuds ever. And go on to have the most enjoyable NXT championship run I've seen. And dude, Tommaso Ciampa, just incredible, man. Just the way his promos, the crutch when he's waving goodbye to Gargano after he cost him the NXT championship on NXT TV against Almas. I remember that. Just not to mention the incredible fucking matches this guy had that year with obviously Gargano, Black, what's his face? Velveteen Dream. Dude, that match, bro. At TakeOver War Games 2. What a fucking what an incredible match. Incredible, to say the least, bro. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa, just amazing. One of the best ever, man. Um, who's at your number 2 spot, bro?
My number 2 spot's actually the same. I have Tommaso Ciampa. Mainly his NXT title run, bro. Bro, from his re-debut, or not re-debut, his return. What the fuck? His return. Like you said, new look at first. I think I've told you guys this before, but before he came back, I thought Ciampa was just gonna do the comeback, do the feud with Gargano, and just never do anything again, man. But the second he came back, he proved me wrong, man. New look, new fucking self, bro. Just, bro, his promos, the way the crowd, the fuck you Ciampa chant, some I will always remember, bro. All of it, man. That NXT title run is my personal favorite and my personal best run, man. That run was amazing, bro. The way he just, everything he did was for that title, and just for the title, man. That title was his literal child, man. He would hug it, bro. He had a name for it. He would talk to it, whisper to it. It would talk to him. He would think. He was going batshit crazy, bro. It was awesome, bro. Just the way that feud with Gargano, man. Like you said, best feud I've ever seen. Just probably best feud ever happened, man. The matches, unbelievable, bro. The painful shit they would do to each other, bro. Hitting each other on concrete, exposing the wood on the fucking ring, and just hitting each other with that, bro. Everything they did, from in the ring, out the ring, to fucking every aspect of it, I will always remember. I'm a Ciampa mark. He's at the number 2 spot, surprisingly. But just everything he did, man, I will always remember and always mark out for. The shirt he wore when he came back, bro. All of it. I'll always remember it, man. And I'll always cherish that memory, man. So he's definitely at the number 2 spot. What do you got for your number 1 spot?
He's in my number 2. Remember, I had an honorable mention.
Oh yeah, you had an honorable mention. What's your honorable mention?
and I already said it was a Miz. I'm on my 2 now.
Oh, you're on your 2 now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead. Go to your number 2.
And I just want to say, before that, we had I just wanted to say, man, can you imagine how great The Fiend would have been if he was a character perceived in NXT? Because you know the reason Ciampa and Gargano are so great is because they weren't on the main roster. And when I say that, I mean they weren't going to have dumbass little decisions being made, like, dude. Because let me tell you, if the Fiend was a character in NXT, those Goldberg hiccups, they just wouldn't happen.
Wouldn't exist. Exactly. They just wouldn't.
But yeah, man. With that being said, my number 2 goes to the man. The 2018 run. 2018-2019 run, early 2019 run of the man, Becky Lynch, bro. The summer building Becky up to be a legit number 1 contender. She gets the spot, and the decision we all hated, but looking back, it was the right decision. Charlotte gets put in that match. Looking back, we fucking hated it, and for the right reason. But looking back, man, it couldn't have been booked better. Because Charlotte was put in that match, stealing Becky's shine. And that moment, Becky Lynch was made. Because she turned heel. Woke up Madison Square. Only Charlotte's name is in that conversation as well. Because Charlotte played the perfect heel to the man. And it's real. It was real. We know these two are legitimately best friends, and before our very eyes, bro. Becky, obviously, man, the matches with Charlotte at Evolution and stuff, obviously just genuinely just fucking incredible. And, yeah, she just embodied what it meant to be a badass chick outside of Asuka, but Becky did it in her own way, and it was genuine. Obviously, the years of frustration, the years of playing a backseat to Charlotte took a toll on her, which is relatable because it would on anybody, really. And Becky, obviously, fucking top of the ramp, blood smeared all over her face. I mean, top of the stands. Blood smeared all over her face. One of the most iconic images. Coming back to win the Royal Rumble, the face-off with Rousey, just to end up being the first woman's main event in WrestleMania history, man. And she did it. She won the both championships in the main event of WrestleMania, and that reign, like I said on Friday, man, it makes Becky immortal because of this run. If we never see Becky Lynch again, which is understandable due to momhood, bro, if we never see the man again, this is where her legacy stands, and she is immortal, and she is a legend. She's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question. But what do you got as your number one, bro?
Bro, as my number one, I've got the Johnny Gargano run from DIY's breakup to that final match with Andrade, man. Bro, talk about a babyface run, bro. You know what? Extend that Gargano run to
Bruh.
I'm dead. To the feud with Ciampa 2. Extend it to that. But bro, starting from the ultimate, bro, one of the most memorable and amazing breakups, bro, of a tag team. Just the way Ciampa just hugged him, spoke something to him. I don't know what he said. I don't know if people know what he said. Spoke something to him, probably like, I'm sorry, man. Or he was probably like, bro, check out this pop. And then he just threw him in to that fucking just the Tron, man, stage. Started beating his ass, man. And my god, was it amazing. Ciampa got injured in that match, so we had to take a long break, we know that. And then Gargano would go on to have his lows of the lows, bro. He just couldn't do it anymore, bro. And it just built up, man. And didn't he have different matches with Andrade? Two different ones at two different times?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn
Yeah.
Takeover, he lost to him.
Isn't the way he lost, if I recall, is
The DIY shirt.
yep, threw the
Yep.
DIY shirt at him, and he just was looking at it, man, and that's just great storytelling, man. And it solidified Vega as just an amazing manager, man. But then they would go on to have my personal best match in history, bro, at TakeOver Philly for that NXT title, man. Andrade versus Gargano. Unbelievably emotional match, bro. Everyone wanted, me and you wanted Gargano to win, but he just couldn't do it. He lost. And then, just after his lowest point, fucking, just Ciampa would just come in, beat his ass, man, with the crutch. Coming back, man. Just, bro. Oh my god, bro. Amazing shit, bro. Like, looking back, me and you were pissed. I remember we were in your kitchen afterwards, just talking shit about Andrade, just pissed as just, bro, he's a great champion, bro. Bro, we were pissed, bro. I remember that. That shit was, just
Yeah.
looking back, that was the most right decision they could have made, bro. And you would go on to have that match with Gargano, not Gargano, the fuck, to have that match with Andrade again, and if he would have lost, he would have had to leave NXT, and Ciampa made him lose, bro. He came back eventually, bro. And it was just amazing, bro. And it's his story is still going on to this day,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's just amazing, bro. His hiccups with Black was just amazing. That moment where Black came back and oh my god, and he came back and he hit Black, bro. Unbelievable moment, bro. All of it, all of shit. Anything Gargano touches turns to gold, bro. Definitely at my #1 spot of runs. From that moment to even now, man, it's just at the #1 spot. So what do you got?
At my
What do
number
you
one, man, great minds really do think alike this episode because I have the same exact run from Johnny Gargano, the 2018, the feud and match with Almas that led to the feud with Ciampa, and how cool a storytelling is it. Gargano gets beat. Gargano and Ciampa break up. He faces Almas. He loses to Almas. What does Almas go on to do at the very next takeover? Win the NXT Championship. While at that same takeover, Johnny wasn't even on the show. He was on the pre-taped NXT shot before the show where he lost to Pete Dunne. But man, and Johnny just so happened to pull out the underdog win and gain himself a championship match, and he came so fucking close. And he came so close. And 2018, bro. Almas, Gargano. Almas wins. I'm pissed. Sir K's pissed. Everyone's pissed. Fucking. But it was the right call in the end. It was the right call. Ciampa obviously versus Gargano at the very next takeover. Chicago closed out a takeover in the best fashion. Going off the air, Ciampa's waving goodbye. Takeover Chicago. We're in the crowd. Ciampa's waving goodbye to us, and we're chanting "Fuck you, Ciampa," which was edited out of the WWE Network. Do not believe that shit. We were chanting "Fuck you, Ciampa" as they went off the air, and it was fucking incredible, man. It genuinely was fucking incredible. He would then go on to have that last man standing match, which to this day is the greatest last man standing match I've ever seen. And after that, it was the match with Aleister Black at TakeOver, which was fucking amazing. He ended up being the mystery attacker, which was genuinely shocking. A lot of that shock often gets lost in the shuffle, man, but that was shocking. A lot of people thought it was going to be Lars. A lot of people thought it was going to be a lot of other people, but it ended up being Gargano, man. And Gargano ended up going into a depression snap because of Ciampa and him just not being able to get the big one. And he didn't, man, and it paid off in the end, man. He would go on to end up winning it, not from Ciampa, but just from Mr. Vacant. And Gargano, bro, just that year, just incredible. Nothing could top it, bro. Nothing. It's just genuinely one of the best. For me, my favorite run ever was that Gargano run. Just every time this guy stepped in a ring at NXT TakeOver, or even just amazing matches on NXT TV. Incredible. Johnny Gargano, just one of the greatest, man. One of the greatest to ever do it. Definitely one of the greatest of this generation, in my opinion. Probably the greatest of this generation. So yeah, man. Is there anything else you got to say?
No, man. I think I said enough, man. Especially my fuck-ups tonight, but
Oh, God.
but yeah, man. I think I'm good. You got anything left?
Yeah, so before we get out of here, just to run these lists down for you one last time. My list, I had an honorable mention of The Miz from 2016 heel run. At my number 10 spot, we had heel Chris Jericho 2016. At number 9, we had babyface Seth Rollins from 2018. At number 8, we had the heel glorious Bobby Roode from 2017. Number 7, Asuka, her run from 2017, obviously her very long championship reign. Greatness. Speaking of greatness, my number 6, Revival from late 2016, early 2017. Basically, their final days in NXT, final months in NXT. At my number 5 spot, we had heel AJ Styles from 2016, his WWE Championship run. Phenomenal, to say the least. At my number 4 spot, we had Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, from about about a year ago, leading up until the Royal Rumble from this year. At my number 3 spot, we had heel Tommaso Ciampa from his return at TakeOver Philly to the end of the year. Whole year, just an amazing year for Tommaso Ciampa. At my number 2 spot, we had Becky Lynch, her The Man run from 2018 and 2019, late 2018, early 2019, to make it specific, and unbelievable run from the Man, obviously solidifying her as a true legend. Speaking of legend, we have my number 1, Johnny Gargano from 2018. One of the greatest to ever do it. One of the greatest of this generation. In my opinion, the greatest of this generation. And incredible, man. Greatness. What do you got, bro?
For my number 10 spot, I had Pete Dunne's UK title run. At number 9, I had Asuka's NXT run as champ, and just from her debut to relinquishing, man. At number 8, I had Shield's run, their original run, none of their fucking reunions. Their original run from 2012 to 2014. At the number 7 spot, I had the Jericho 2016 run. Amazing. At 2016, at number 6, I had Summer of Punk. Number 5, I had Shinsuke's NXT run as champ and from debut to end. At number 4, I had the Yes Movement from beginning, sadly to end. Greatly to end. Fuck, I think it's fuck, never mind. Yeah, number 4, we got Yes Movement. At number 3, The Fiend from that May and that debut to Cena, man. To John Cena. And number 2, I got Ciampa's run from the return to his Hadley injury and relinquishing of the NXT title. And at number 1, I got Gargano from the DIY breakup to even now, man. Definitely, man. Unbelievable. That's my list.
Yeah, man. And even for somebody we hated so much, man. Ciampa, well, we hated, but we loved him. But Ciampa, bro, relinquishing was one of the most heartbreaking things, bro.
So,
It was genuinely heartbreaking news that he had to relinquish, just because of the way of their story was going.
no.
I always wonder, man, would Ciampa's a huge what if for me. Like, what if he would have faced Gargano at Brooklyn 3, and would that have just been the end of the feud? Have those guys just would have fizzled out into nothing? And another thing I wonder, man, is what if Ciampa lost to Gargano at TakeOver New York? Would they have just went to the main roster?
It's true, because at that point, if they wouldn't have got injured, they wouldn't have got soured on the main roster.
Yeah,
So, that's
but
true,
they
man.
were so careless with them. Ciampa
Yeah,
and
so I
Gargano were like,
guess,
yo, fuck these motherfuckers.
swear I ain't never going back up there. Back down there, really.
Yeah, man, but greatness. What a great list, both of them. Really enjoyed
Really,
your
seriously.
list, bro.
Amazing. Same with yours.
Yeah, guys, and that is going to do it for this episode of the Notorious Heels podcast. Love doing the top 10s. And yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to tune in Friday. We got a lot of news for you guys. And yeah, man, yeah. With that being said, please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you with the news on Friday.
Peace.